Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Craftmas. We are back in my office and we're doing another little project of cleaning things up or putting things away, all of those things. Right here is a shot of my personal Project Life album. It is in a 6x12 album. Now I had all of these page protectors and they are Stampin' Up! Page protectors, or they are We Are Memory Keepers page protectors, and I don't use those page protectors. I like all of my page protectors to match. So that simply means that they will all line up the same way in the same format. So I use Becky Higgins Project Life page protectors, and I also use Ali Edwards page protectors. Now these ones right here that are Stampin' Up, one of the things that you can see even on camera is how cloudy they are, and that's how they came. And that is another reason that I only use the same brand, and I only use two brands. Becky Higgins and Ali Edwards both have amazing page protectors. They're not only very clear, so you don't have this cloudy look, they're also very, very like sturdy. So I had all of these page protectors sitting around. I've had them sitting around for several years, and I at one point offered them for sale and they never sold, and then I was getting ready to throw them out. I was literally on the phone with a friend and I was like, I have this entire stack of page protectors and I don't necessarily use them, but I guess I'm just going to throw them away. Like, I can't get rid of them. Like, nobody wants to buy them. And she said, why don't you cut them up? Like, why don't you cut them up into smaller sizes? And at first I was like, well, I'm going to have the same problem. They're not going to line up and they're going to be cloudy. But what I realized is for 6x12 particularly, it's really hard to find that size. It's not a common size. And because of that, it's really hard to find that size. And I thought, okay, well, I could use them for 6x12. Like, if I can't find 6x12 page protectors, I need something, right? So what if I cut them up for 6x12? So that is one of the things that I thought would be really good. So I cut these up so that they would fit in a 6x12. I also cut them up so they were a little bit smaller. So if they're not 12x12, it won't matter if they're the same size. Meaning some of these page protectors they stretch longer than the Becky Higgins page protectors. And so there's a little bit of the plastic that will hang out or be out when it's inside my album. But if I'm cutting these down and they're shorter than 12 inches across, then it won't matter. And so I thought, okay, I could use them that way. And then the other way that I cut them down is to 6x8. So 6x8 is a fairly easy size to get your hand on. It's pretty common, but I definitely had a few that would work for 6x8, so I cut those down. So I'm going to be able to get use out of these. Now, yes, they are still cloudy and I don't really love that, but it is nice to be able to use this and not have to, like, be able to use the majority of it and not have to just throw them all, because that's really the place I was at. I was just so tired of seeing them sit around here. So I put the 6x12 in my 6x12 container, and then the 6x8 I organized in my 6x8 albums, that how I keep them. And then anything else that was larger, I just stuck with my other page protectors. There weren't very many other ones that were a different size. And you can see they're really easy to cut apart. I just used my regular trimmer to cut apart, and you just want to make sure that you don't cut where that line is, and you'll totally be fine. So there were some page protectors, like ones that had larger openings, like at the top, where I had to do it as 6x8, even though it looks like, well, you could have done that in 6x12. The opening, the pockets were kind of a mess. The other thing that you could do with these is you could keep the plastic and you could use your fuse tool. So I do have one of those, and the fuse tool is basically like this round perforated metal piece that heats up, and you roll it along the plastic and it melts the plastic together, and you can create your own pockets. I know card makers have started using the fuse tool for shaker cards, which is really cool. So you could keep this plastic for that and do, you know, the fuse tool. You could also keep so the plastic part that has the holes that go into the album, you could keep those pieces when you cut them down as a way to add extra things to your album. In recent weeks and maybe months here, I have started seeing people do this where they've come out with like plastic ones or paper ones. I saw Allie Edwards did paper like attachers in the December Daily kits this year. And you could totally keep this plastic and do something like that. The very edges that already have the holes, you could just cut it and leave a little space for you to be able to attach the paper or the photo and then use those in the album. So this is all of the plastic that I got rid of. Again, you could keep it. I'm not one for keeping a bunch of stuff just because it's a lot to throw away. I throw away extra photos. I throw away extra paper. I throw away extra plastic. I don't need it cluttering up my house. If I'm not going to use it, then it's out of here. So this is all that I threw away. And then this is the ones I got out that I can use in my 12 by 12 album. So they're not going to go all the way to the edge. And then they have the different pockets where it's like the horizontal or the vertical. So that's nice. I will just put that in my stash and I'll be able to use them, and that's fine. And then here are the 6x8. I didn't get that many 6x8, which was fine. But these are the 6x8 ones I got. And then I got a little stack that can be used in my 6x12, which my personal album will be in 6x12 again next year. My family album will be in a 12x12 like normal. And then I have some projects that I am adding into next year. I'm not doing one little word in 6x8. So I will not have a 6x8 album next year. I don't think I will do any project in 6x8. I may do Week in the Life in 6x8, but maybe not. So otherwise, I will be adding some other things into my memory keeping projects. I love my personal album in the 6x12. I think it's perfect. I already have an album for that. So you will see that. So that's what I did with my page protectors. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for Craftmas. I have a Project Life video for you and probably a December Daily video for you for the rest of this week. And I will have a members only video on Saturday. So thank you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. I hope you have a wonderful December. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. There are 2 other videos here on the screen that you can check out. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. That helps YouTube be kind to me, and I would love it if they would be kind to me this Christmas season. I hope you're all having a wonderful start to December, and I will catch you in my next Craftmas video.